Okay, hello, students of Science Talent, 6th and 8th grade, and parents. Uh, the class, Science Talent, over the years has gone from building a rocket for the whole year to having students now become involved in a sort of research and development of a variety of different contests and competitions. When I first came to Bay Academy, I began the Science Olympiad. And from the Science Olympiad, we saw that there were a lot of science competitions out there, so I wanted to incorporate them into our science talent class, and Miss Timo was gracious enough to allow me to do this. And so what I've done is I recommend that everybody signed up for BayAcademyScience.com because on here you'll be able to have access to all of this information. If you go to, even if even if you don't sign up, if you go to Science Contests, click on here. You're an average student. Dr. Cubbin just said that you have to sign up on here or go to Science Contests. You come to Science Contests, and the first thing here is all of these headings are clickable links. So here's the Science Talent presentation. So this I showed to the students as a way of introducing the Science Talent class to them. Parents can go through this PowerPoint, and I think it's a good idea because it gives you a little more information. It'll take you a few minutes to go through that. And we'll close that out, and we'll start to work our way down. So the idea of the class is to be in as many competitions as possible. So you know next week, Friday, or either by Friday or the last day I see you for Science Talent, I have given everyone one of these. This is also available on Jupyter in your materials section. So what I want to do is I want students to research these contests. Shouldn't take any more of that, maximum 2 to 3 hours, I would think, to maximum over the course of since we started school until now. Fill all of this out. And for each of the competitions, I want them to put the name of the competition, describe it, find out when the registration opens, when it closes, when they should submit by, how many are permitted on the team, and as the students know by now, there are 3 mandatory contests. And the 3 mandatory contests and competitions are Future Engineers, Engineer Girls, and the Scranton Earth Day Essay Contest. So if I was a student, what I would do is I would come on to the contest page. I'd click on Future Engineers. Dr. Cubbin says he wants to find out information, so we'll go to the website. And on here, you'll see that this gives information about challenges, getting involved with educators. But for right now, if you want to find out what the challenges are about, click on the first one. And it says name the rover. So this is a competition which you're going to fill out on this sheet. It says making a name for the Mars 2020 rover. So this seems like a contest that nobody would ever win, but they are going to pick a winner, as I told the students. All you're doing is coming up with a name for the 2020 Mars rover, and you're going to put together like a 150-word description of why you have the name. So you click on the Name the Rover contest, you come down here, gives you all this information, talks about this. We are going to be in the 5th to 8th grades, and as you come down, you can see that this gives you the dates. So challenge launch. So on your sheet, you would write Future Engineer, name the rover. It's making a name for the Mars 2020 rover. Registration opens August 28th. Says it right here. Entries close November 1st. Says it right here. And what I did on the sheet, and what I think you should probably do, is any other information that you find, even though it's closed by here, you might want to write on here when they're going to be announcing the winners. So on February 18th, we don't want to go there. On February 18th, you'll see the winners are going to be announced. So I'm going to show you something in a little bit where you're going to put together a timeline, which is going to be due in a couple more weeks. And I can show it to you right now, but on the timeline, you're going to say if you're going to be doing Future Engineers. It's open August 28th. It's going to go till November 1st. And then what you can do is your semifinalists and your finalists, and the winner is going to be announced on February 18th. So if you're going to do this, you want to know a couple of months down the road, 3 to 4 months down the road, when are you going to hear if you're a winner or a semifinalist or a finalist? So what I did here is I wrote this on here. This is the timeline. Next week, you are going to hand me in this. This is going to be due September 20th, next Friday. This is going to be due, I'm going to give you a week or two after that because I want to make sure that we have as many dates as possible. So on this, you are going to fill this out completely. Students have it on both sides. Some of the students have it on both sides, but you don't have to fill out both sides. This is about, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 contests. And there's more than that on the website. I just want you to get into the habit of how do I research contests and how do I look them up and find information out if I'm going to be competing. So let's close this, go down to the next one. So it just so happens that Engineer Girl is interesting because it says here, coming in September, no information. They don't have that, but what they do have is they have a contact button. Okay, so I've been getting these, I have a virus in the computer, so I'm getting something about these things all the time now, so don't mind those popping up. If it gives no information on your home page, if it gives nothing here, or where you're to the link I gave you, if it says we have no information here, then what you do is you get in touch with them and you go to the contact button and you say, send them an email. And that's exactly what I did. I sent them an email to this address and they sent me back information saying that registration information is going to be posted on the 15th. So now you're saying, well, the information is on the website. So should I leave it blank? No. That's the purpose of a contact button. And for this year, I know that it has nothing to do with Snapchat or Instagram, which most students are pleasantly versed in. But to go on here, this is where you're going to get some valuable information. You'll see they're very quick. They answered me within a couple of hours after I contacted them. So I go back to my page and I put down Engineer Girl, and it's a science essay contest. And it says here that they're going to post it 9:15, and I spoke with Engineer Girl. So that's what I put on here. Registration closes, I'm putting on here 2/1 because in the email, they said that it's going to be finishing up by about 2/1. But when they post it this week, you'll have all this information. And this is also mandatory, and it's only one person per. Over here, I like to put in prizes. So when you were back on Future Engineer, it's interesting because when you're back on there, this year's grand prize winner gets a all expense paid trip to NASA in Florida for you and 3 members of your family, and it's ARV, average retail value, of $6,000. They'll fly you down there and they'll put you up for a week. So this is a pretty good contest, Future Engineer, and it's a 3D printing contest normally, but this is just for coming up with a name. And the name, if you're the winner, will be put on the Mars rover. Just so you know, so parents know, 6th and 8th grade. 8th grade knows because when we get to the floor challenge, 8th grade knows that Bay Academy 2 years ago, our 8th graders now, when they were in 6th grade, they won 1st, 2nd, and I believe 6th place in a global competition, worldwide competition called the Floor Challenge, where they made catapults. And we took 3 of the top 10 places out of that. So we do win a lot of these prizes. Bay Academy has some pretty great kids here. Okay, so now University of Scranton. This is also one of those clickable links. You're going to go on here, and you're going to get information about when this is going to be occurring. So it says here, doesn't have this year's information, but if they did this last year by about April 1st, around April 1st, and the winner is announced around April 11th for last year, feel free. to go on here and to put in Scranton Earth Day essay. It's an essay regarding saving the Earth. So you can put in April 1st, what you just got off of here, you can put in April 1st, 2020, and then you could put in registration closes or submit by the 11th, 2020. So you can, if you see on the website last year's entry and submission dates, in all likelihood, they're not going to change them that dramatically. And I just want you to have this information so you will be able to make this timeline. Okay? So this timeline, this is going to be a two-sided sheet. You're going to have 10 spots, 5 on this side, 5 on the other. Also, parents have to sign both of these. And so keep that in mind. When I get this Friday, this sheet has to be signed by the parents along with the contract which I'm going to be giving the students this week. Okay, I know it's a lot. Hang in there with me. All we're doing is researching contests and collecting information. People who have been chosen for the New York Science Olympiad, they will only be doing the Olympiad until we get to the end of the year. If we make nationals, they will still be doing the Science Olympiad. If not, they'll do 1 or 2 contests at the end. Future City. Now, I know we had 6th graders. Our 8th graders 2 years ago did Future City. We had a lot of them. We have a lot of 6th graders who want to do this. We have so many people that, if you can see on the bottom here, we've been capped. Bay Academy has been capped at 10 because we always have more students. So for Future City, this is a little different. You do not register for this. For Future City, you need to email me. So you need to read this, and it says, if you're interested, email me. It says Yahoo, really at Dr. Cubbin at Gmail, but either one, as soon as possible with a list of 3 or 4 students in your group. It says maximum 4. I have come to see that maximum 3 is best because one person, when you win awards, and we do win awards at this, one person does not get an award. So, and also when you have 4 people, sometimes that 4th person is not really doing a lot of work for whatever reason. Okay, so you're going to go on to your sheet. You're going to get your information from here. You're going to go on to your sheet, Future City. All the information is on here. So if you go to Future City Competition, and they will tell you what the competition is about. You see where it has the regional competitions. That's going to be in January. And you will search through here. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to click through here and see what you're going to be looking at, what they're going to be asking for. And so when you go through these, you'll find out all kinds of stuff about it. Okay? And so actually this year, Future City is going to be clean water, tap into tomorrow. And that is on the website. You can find it on there. Again, it's going to take you 2 to 3 hours. Students have already had this last week to look into this. So now they have another week to do this. Registration closes. I don't know when it closes. I did not look that up. But I do know that sometime around January, before then, I think it's in December sometime, papers start to be submitted. Okay, so Dr. C says maximum 3 on the team. You want to have 4, you can have 4. You want to have 6, you can have 6. Doesn't matter to me. But only 3 get to go up on stage. And we do have students get to go up on stage. Let's go down to floor challenge. Let's go to any one of them. It doesn't really matter. I'll close out a couple of these windows. Garden to Garden. This is a great one. This is one that I think we've done well in building, but we've never really won anything. But as you can see, the top prizes are $5,000 for the school, and many of these, I think, for the students now are 8th graders. Many of them know that Ben, a couple of years ago, won a 3D printer with the Future Engineers competition. This one we've never been in. Career Safe Video Contest. I told the students about this. I like this one. This is where you are going to do some type of a safety video. So you go onto the main page and it says opens October 15th. So you go to your page, Career Safe Video, description of the contest, And it says, if I'm not mistaken,